Hey, welcome everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. And we're back to our replay. 1980 Billy Ball Athletics. It's the Yankees at Oakland, and this is the fourth game. So far, the Yankees have won the first three games. And Oakland's got Mckay on the mound versus Louis Tiant. We have a pretty good game going, surprisingly, because they both ended up having their C stuff, although I moved Mckay up to a B after he went 3 innings of shutout ball, and once he does 6, if he does 6, of course, he will get another bump up to an A. But again, as you know, I have a short leash on him. He has a high whip and so forth, so I've got my men ready to roll in the bullpen. And all right, score is 3-0. We're in the top of the 5th inning. The Athletics are ahead. It's going to be Bobby Mercer. Who else is coming up? Let's see. It's going to be Bobby Mercer, Bobby Brown, the two Bobbies, and then Rick Cerrone. So let's do it. Here's a pitch from Mckay. It's a 64. That's a blank. We look on Mckay's B, and that'll be a fly ball center field. He's a fly ball pitcher, so he gets the little F next to some outs. So instead of it being a potential ground out or anything else, it's going to be a fly ball. So fly ball, ground out pitchers are represented in this game as well. Here comes Bobby Brown. Now Bobby Brown replaced Mickey Rivers in 1980. Rivers was sent over to, I believe, the Texas Rangers, and he batted .330 with over 200 hits that season. So it was not a great trade for the Yankees. I don't know why they did it. Mickey Rivers was still in his prime. Unfortunately, it's what happened. So let's do it. This is 1 out. Bobby Brown. Mckay checks in with the sign. The catcher is Keefe. And here's the pitch. It's going to be an 11. 11 is going to be an out. What kind of an out? It's bounced to the shortstop, Guerrero, who charges it, fires on the run, and gets Brown hustling down the line. Rick Cerrone is up now. Catcher for the Yankees. Replaced Thurman Munson. We lost Thurman Munson in August of 1979, and Rick Cerrone was the catcher the Yankees picked up to replace, play in I don't know if you can ever replace him. I don't know if he can be replaced, but to play in Thurman Munson's catcher position. I don't think the Yankees will ever have a catcher like Thurman Munson. What a great player. Anyway, here's Mckay with 2 outs in the top of the 5th, a 3-0 Oakland lead. And that's going to be a 64, another good roll for Mckay. That will be a fly ball to left field this time. I looked at the batter. You can also, I'm not sure exactly what the rule says. I know the rule says it's a fly ball. You can make it to center. I don't track outs, so it really doesn't make a huge difference if you track outs. You can maybe make it a pull in the odd innings and a fly out to center field in the even innings or something to that effect. All right, we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Dave Mckay. Dave Mckay is a second baseman for the Athletics. We're using actual lineups, so you can see these lineups online. You just bring up Baseball Reference, and this is going to be a fly ball, a drive in the gap. Will Brown run it down? And he does. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. That's a 32. 32 is a blank, and the 32 is a 20, which is lined and caught by the third baseman, L5. So Nettles timed it perfectly and went up and brought it back down. So Ricky Henderson hits it on the screws but gets nothing for it. And with 2 outs, here's Dwayne Murphy. And that's a drive for sure. And it's way back to right field. Lefevre to the track, to the wall, leaps, and home run. Home run for Dwayne Murphy. Dwayne Murphy hit 13 home runs, and this will be his, let's check. This will be Murphy's, Gross hit his 9th. Murphy, this is his 3rd of the season. So it's 4-0 Athletics. And here's Mitchell Page with 2 outs. And let's see how many Tiant has gone. Tiant has gone 20 batters faced. He can go 27, so he's still got a way to go. I don't want to throw him too soon. That's going to be a 25 Mitchell Page, and against a righty, that's going to be a hard hit ground ball up the middle and through past Stanley, who reached out for it at the last minute, goes into center field. Brown gets it back in. It's a single plus with a plus sign. That means Mitchell Page is going to try to steal. And the catcher is Cerrone. He's an S arm, so Mitchell Page's 13 is going to be -2. It's going to 11. And we look, and it's a 3. That could be an error on Cerrone. So we're going to roll for an error if it's another low number. And that's probably going to be, he throws the ball away into center field. Unless he's a 1. And he is a 1. So no, it's... Mitchell Page is not aware that the ball goes into center field. Brown cuts it off quickly and gets it in. And Mitchell with a stolen base. And I'll tell you, he's stolen quite a few bases, I believe, off the top of my head. I'll tell you, not really. That's his 4th stolen base of the season. He stole 14 bases in 21 attempts, so he's pretty much on track, on target. So he's on at second base with a steal. And here's Dave Revering. Dave Revering with a 45. That's going to be a 45. Is going to be an 45. It's going to be an out, a fly to right. Down the line is Lefevre and makes the catch to retire the side. All right, we go to the top of the 6th inning. Fred Stanley. And this game has 2 buy 2, get 1 free. I will be buying 3 sets, 3 PDFs to have. Probably going to get one of the early 70s to play some Seaver. And then I'll probably get an 83 to play Seaver as well. And then I don't know, maybe I'll get an 87. Maybe I'll get a 2015. I'm not sure if I have a 2015. I buy stuff and I don't really know that I have it. But I have a feeling that I don't have the others I mentioned, those 70 sets. All right, so Fred Stanley leading off against Mckay. This is the 6th inning of scoreless ball. Mckay's pitching a 1-hitter. He started off as a C, but he's a B now. I have basically a homebrew that if you go 3 innings, you become a B. If you start off as a C, you become a B. So 41, that's going to be almost guaranteed based on balls, and it is. So walk to Stanley, so the Yankees have a lead runner on here. There is action in the bullpen, so I'm not going to let Mckay, pitch himself into a jam. That's going to be a 24, 1-2 hit by pitch. That's going to be a fly ball. Popped up, shallow right. Armas racing in. Mckay goes back, Revering back, and who will get it? Armas calls them all off at the last minute. So Randolph pops it up to right, and here comes Lefevre, left-handed hitter. Lefevre, what did he bat? He batted 227, but he has 150 at bats with the Yankees, and he's playing all these games. All right, so someone must be injured. I'm not sure exactly who. All right, so here's Mckay with the pitch. 1 out, 1 on. That's going to be a 54, and that's going to be a 54 chart lookup, which usually is a wild pitch or pass ball. If 18 falls within the range, and Mckay's range is 11, so 18 is above the range, so there will be no wild pitch or pass ball on that, because Keefe does not have, usually catchers have a very low pass ball rating. Yeah, Heath's pass ball rating is a 2, so that's nowhere near that. So anyway, Lefevre's going to get another chance, another opportunity to hack, and that's a 15, and anything on the ground is going to be a double play because he has an X. You see the X? And that's bounced to Mckay. He flips to Guerrero, the relay to Revering, and double play. They get out of the inning. That will be a 4-6-3. So the Athletics turn it. They don't turn a lot of double plays, so I'm really careful when I have the chance to turn one. I want to make sure I get it. I don't want to miss it because they got a couple of infielders with weak arms, and that really hurts your double plays. So, all right, so Wayne Gross is up against Louis Tiant. Anytime anybody gets on, we've got to start looking at Tiant. That's a 26, and that is against a righty. That's line and base hit to right. Lefevre plays it on the hop. Gross is on at first. Tony Armas. Let's check Tiant, as I said. Tiant is pitched now to 23, so he's still good. 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's Armas, a 25, and that is going to be a ground ball. No, it's a deep fly ball to right field. Back goes Lefevre to the track and makes the catch. So Armas drove it to the opposite field, right center field, and Lefevre was there to make the catch. Here's Mike Keefe. And let's see, Mike Keefe is an A hit and run. We're going to try hit and run. This is Billy Ball. There goes the runner, and it's a 2 and a 3 on the hit and run chart. That'll be a 5 total. It's going to be grounded to the first baseman. And Gross will make it to second base on this. So we got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, and here's Mario Guerrero. Pitch to Guerrero is a 33. That's ripped to left center, and that's a base hit. Drops in. And the runner will 2 outs assist. So we're going to have a play at the plate from the right fielder. It's Lefevre in right. Lefevre in right field is an A3. So 1, 2, 3, he is out. And a 4, 5, 6, he is safe. Here's the throw to the plate and the tag by Cerrone, and he is safe. So Guerrero drives in Gross with the 5th run of the game for the Athletics. And we want to quickly check and see. Yep. All right. So an RBI single for Mario Guerrero. And here's Dave Mckay. Now, you're looking at these dice. I'm using, of course, the green and the gold for the Athletics. And these are double D6s. I know some of you guys don't like them and get frustrated with them. That's why sometimes I'll put them away. But I really enjoy them. It's just a different look, and I don't know, I just like it. Here's a pitch to Mckay. Pitch from Tiana, 34. 34 is a blank, and the 34 is going to be a little blooper that drops in front of Lefevre. And Guerrero, on that single, will hold at second base. And here's Ricky Henderson. Let's check the box score, and Henderson today is 0 for 3. His batting average is down to 324 from like about 350. You know, you can't. Batting averages and ERAs go up and down and up and down. You get a guy that gets, shelled for multiple games. His ERA balloons up to 5, and then all of a sudden he's pitching lights out for the next 2 weeks, and all of a sudden it goes down to 3. It's just the nature of the beast. Same thing with batting averages. You can't freak out. You just got to play it through, and eventually they kind of settle down somewhere. Some guys will have better than average years. Other guys will have worse than average years. It all bounces out. So I don't really lose sleep over it. I just have fun playing the game, and that's my approach. Here's a pitch, and that is a 36. A 36. Henderson is a blank. And we're going to look at a 36. That will be a fly to left. On the run is Mercer, and Mercer tracks it down to retire the side. So Henderson drove it in the gap, but Mercer got a good jump on that, read it well right off the bat, and was able to track it down. So here we go in the top of the 7th. We still got and after 6 complete, guess what? Mckay becomes an A pitcher. That's a house rule that I have. So you can move up. So he's really dealing today, Steve Mckay. But again, he was not a great pitcher. He had almost a 1.4 whip. I like the fact that the cards are based on whip rather than ERA, because ERA is meaningless. You can't control that at all. There's no way to control that. It's more realistic to just control whip, and then that probably will fall into play. Everything else will fall into place. I try to play him realistically. If I feel that the pitcher does not have his best stuff, I'm not going to leave him out there to get hammered. I'm going to pull him early. If I feel he does have his best stuff, I will push him a little bit more. So you got to, it adds that element of realism, where the pitching coach and the manager are going back and forth saying, hey, he looks good out there. I bet we're going to give him an extra couple of batters. Let's see if he can get through this inning, that sort of thing. Whereas with a guy that's, the catcher will say, yeah, he doesn't have it today, coach, and you're like, yeah, let's pull him. Let's go to the bullpen. So I really like that about this game. So let's do it. Bob Watson is up, top of the 7th, 5-0 A's. Mckay's got a 1-hitter, but that could end at any time. That's a 42. That will be a base on balls. So Watson walks. He's on at first. Next up is Reginald Martinez Jackson, who was given an S rating, probably because he didn't. I think that's based on runs scored. So anyway, let's do it. Here's the pitch, and that's a 64, which will be a 13. And a 64 is a fly ball, center field. Murphy under it, 1 down. So Jackson swings for the fences, but gets under it a little bit and pops it up to center field. Here's Greg Nettles, and that's a 21. And Nettles 21 will be some sort of an out. It will be it's going to be a potential ground ball. Oh no, it's not. It's a fly ball again to center field. Easy catch for Murphy, 2 down. And here's Bobby Mercer. Steve Mckay with the pitch to Mercer, and that's a 26. And against a righty, that's a base hit. So Mercer lines 1 to right. And will Watson go to third? He does advance with 2 outs. So first and third now. Bobby Brown is up. Should have maybe held Watson on that. I'm down by 5 runs. I don't need Watson to, there could have been a potential assist play at third base. Had I called to hold him, I would have kind of nullified that opportunity for him to be thrown out at third base. So I'm gonna make that correction. Down by 5 runs. I really don't need Watson to go to third, and that's one thing you can do. And the way I play it, I know it's part of the rules. I don't know if it's part of the rules throughout the game. I play it throughout the game because I feel it's more realistic. But it is definitely part of the rules where you can order a player to just play it safe. So I'm going to bring back Watson and make him stop at second base. I think that's more realistic. So Bobby Brown now with first and second. And again, on a single, Watson's going to hold. Unless, of course, it's a double, then he'll score automatically. I am 5 runs down, and that's going to be a 45. A 45 will be a good number for Mckay, and that's a drive to right, and Armas calls Murphy off and makes the catch to retire the side. So Mckay has gone 7 of shutout baseball. And it's going to be Murphy up now. And we're going to pull Tiant. I think it's time to pull Tiant. Tiant's already... Okay, Tiant's given us his all. Let me put it to you that way. What do I got here? I got Gossage and Rudy May. I got a lefty who's been used a ton. But I'm going to bring him in, and he'll be used a little bit more. You know what? Let's see if I can push Tiant just a little bit longer. Tiant has given up 5 runs, 8 hits, but he's faced 28 batters. If he gives up a base runner, then I'll pull him. All right, here goes. Murphy. That's going to be a 52. That's a KD check, which fails. And let's see the error rating. Ooh, that's probably an error. On a 52, that's the third base. Nettles, Nettles' error rating is a 5, so that will be a boot. Nettles boots the ball. And on at first is Murphy. All right, next up is Mitchell Page, and again, I'm not going to consider that a base runner allowed against Tiant. 56, that will be a blank, and a 56 will be a K. So he swings and misses at a Tiant curveball. And here's Dave Revering with a runner on first base. Pitch from Tiant. That's going to be a 64, and that's a fly ball to right. Lefevre near the line and grabs it for the out. And here's Wayne Gross with 2 outs and a runner on first. Pitch to Gross, and that's going to be a 64 again, which will be a ground ball to shortstop Stanley. Flips to Randolph for the force at second, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 8th inning. So how do you feel about this game? Do you feel it flows? I think it's a lot of fun. It's easy to play. It's easy to learn. Just a couple of little, unique aspects of it, features that you need to get a grasp around. And once you get that, it really moves well. And there's a lot of very unique results in this game. And as you can see, I've got very realistic stats. I got pitchers overperforming and pitchers underperforming. I got hitters overperforming. I got hitters underperforming. Just like every game. Rick Cerrone against Steve Mckay. Great thing about this game, it's got every season, every player. You can get PDS for $20 right now. They got a sale. 2, you buy 2, you get 1 free. And you can print them out whenever you want. You can play yourself a game. It's really a fun game to have around. Here's the pitch from Mckay against Cerrone. That's going to be a 46. That's ballpark with a 5, and that's a foul ball here in Alameda, and that will be caught. It's caught by the first baseman Revering in foul ground. Remember, you get the ballpark card, right? Look at the foul territory. It's huge. 5 to 16 is a foul out. Only a 4 will be a double. Will be a foul ball. Then you got 2 and 3 is a double. And lefty righty, you got lefty righty. It's really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. All right, Fred Stanley with 1 out. That's a 66. That's going to be a base hit to left. So Stanley rips one to left for a single, and he's on at first. Fred Chicken Stanley. Could have pinch hit for him, but I'm not a big pinch hitter all the time. If the game was on the line, I would pinch hit. Otherwise, Willie Randolph is up. Let's do it. Mckay. All right. It's a 1-5, and a 1-5 will be a 1-3 base on balls, but I roll an 18, and it's popped up center field. Shallow center, back goes Guerrero and Mckay, and in comes Murphy. Murphy calls everybody off, 2 down. And up comes Joe Lefevre. How's Joe Lefevre doing today? Lefevre's 0 for 3 today. It is 5-0 Athletics here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's a 31. That's going to be a base hit for Joe Lefevre. Stanley's going to stop at second base. Again, I don't want to run the risk of an assist at this point, down by 5 runs. Bob Watson. So Mckay here has got 2 runners on, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Bob Watson is in the box. Watson today's 0 for 2 with a walk. And there's action in the bullpen. Lacey and Jones definitely don't want to lose this game. The Athletics have lost 3 in a row. They're 30-29 now. When we were up, I think we were 6 games over 500. And all of a sudden, overnight, we're 1 game over 500. Yanks are 35-22. All right, so here goes. Pitch to Watson from Mckay. Mckay may be tiring. That's a 22, and that's going to be line base hit. And this, you know what? We're going to hold Stanley again. We don't want to. Going to hold Stanley with the bases loaded. And here comes Reggie Jackson. And I believe we're going to pull Mckay here. We're going to pull Mckay. I know he's got a shutout, but I really don't care about that. I'm going to bring in Lacey. Lacey's ready. He's a lefty to pitch to Jackson. Jackson needs to face a lefty. This is his splits are a single against righty, so we want to take that away from him. So we're going to bring in Bob Lacey. He's basically one of the 2 top relievers that I have with the Athletics. All right, here goes. Bases loaded, 5-0. And it's going to be Reginald Martinez-Jackson against Bob Lacey. Now, we didn't roll for Lacey to see what he is. Let's do that. And he is going to be a B. So Lacey is a B. And here goes. Now, he's got home run 1-11 there. So he does give up the gopher ball. So here goes. Let's see what happens. We don't want to hit a 66, that's for sure. We don't want a 66 or a 65 or even a 55. Reggie's got a lot of homers. I've hit 41 homers. And now, oh, I had it there. That's going to be a range check. First is a KD, which fails. So we want a low number on this. Let's see who the ball's hit to. So we're going to check the range of which player here. And these cards, they're sticking. I don't know why they're sticking. The range of the second baseman. And he will get to it. But ball up the middle. Mckay gets there, flips to Guerrero for the force at second, and that retires the side. So Lacey comes in and retires Jackson with the bases loaded. And Tiana is still in there. He's in the 8th inning. But he gives up a hit or a walk, and he will get replaced. He's going to face Tony Armas. Now, yep, he's going to face Tony Armas. Here's a pitch from Tiana. A 42. 42 is a blank, and a 42 will be a base on balls, and that's it for Tiana. And we're going to bring in, you know what? I'm going to bring in Gossage. Just because that's who I have, and May's been used a ton. Since I'm using actual rosters, you know, that's I got to wait till the next guy comes in. Till the roster changes and they add a new guy. So right now, that's what I got, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to bring in Gossage to get some work. He's basically going to pitch an inning. And let's roll for him. Let's see what kind of stuff he's going to have. He will have his average stuff. And it's going to be Mike Keefe with Armas on at first base. And Heath will bunt. He's a pretty good bunter. He's a 5. Oh, and that's a 6. And that means, oh man, I have my little card here. They give you these little cards with certain charts. Bunting. So if it's, let me see. If it's if the second roll is a 6, then it's a pop out. Roll again if the roll is a 2, then lead runner is also out. Double play. All right, so let's see. Are we rolling on? We're rolling on the 2d6, I believe, and it's not a 2, so it's going to be a pop up, and we'll say it's to third base. It doesn't really matter. I could look, but I don't really care who it's to. I don't keep track of outs. All right, here's Guerrero. So he fails to bunt Armas to second base, and here's Guerrero with a 12, and the 12 is going to be a ground ball. No, it's going to be a fly ball to center, and Brown gets there. And here's Dave Mckay. Gossage against Mckay. 2 outs, 1 on. Bottom of the 8th, 5-0 Athletics. And it's a 35. 35 is a blank, and the 35 will be a strikeout. So he blows a fastball by Mckay to retire the side. And here's Greg Nettles leading off against Lacey in the top of the 9th inning. It's 5-0 Athletics. And that's a 26. 26 versus a righty, and he's facing a lefty. That will be a fly ball to right field. Will Armas get there? And he does. Nice sliding catch. Sliding grab by Armas. Just kept that ball from dropping in. And here is Bobby Mercer. We're going to get a pinch hitter for Bobby Mercer. We're going to bring in Eric Soderholm. Let's see, where's Soderholm? And Replay PC Baseball keeps track of all my rosters for me, so I know who's there and who isn't. And you can always adjust if there's anything that you know that's missing or something. You can always fix that. So Eric Soderholm against Bob Lacey. All right, here goes. Here's a pitch. And that's a 36. A 36 is a blank, and it will be a bounce out to second base for out number 2. So the Yanks are down to the last out here. The A's are up 5-0. They will prevent a sweep. They will prevent the broom from coming out. Got to be careful with that. When I use these different colored die, I got to make sure I always look at the green. Got to remind myself of that until I train myself. It's a 65, and that's a deep drive. Lacey's an 11. That's a 2. That ball is way back to left field. Back goes Henderson to the track, to the wall, and that's out of here. Brown, homers. Bobby Brown, he hit 14 home runs. Hits one here. I don't know how many he's got. We'll look now. So there goes the shutout. It's 5-1 now with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Bobby Brown just hit his 6th home run of the season, so he's on pace as well. It's Rick Cerrone. Pitch from Lacey. That's a 42, and that may be a base on balls, and a 1 or 2 is a base on balls. It's a 20, so that will be a line drive to, he's a righty, so it's a line drive. I haven't memorized this one, to third base, and caught by Gross. That ends the ball game. So an L5. And I pinch hit. Who did I pinch hit for? Oh, Soderholm. Oh, I don't have a left fielder. Let me go back. Oh, I didn't need a left fielder because he pinch hit, and let me see. Wait a second. So Soderholm pinch hit for Mercer. Oh, just now. It's just now. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just, before I basically go out of the game, I want to check and make sure I made all the appropriate changes and everybody's in there correctly. Because once you're out, you can't get back in to fix it. You can, but you got to do a whole bunch of maneuvers to do that. So what happened to Cerrone? Cerrone with a 42. And that was a 42 was a base on balls 1 to 2, but it was a 20, so it was a line drive to third base. Ball game is over, and the Athletics win one. Steve Mckay wins his 3rd game. He's 3-6 now. And Lacey, they gave Lacey a save. I don't know why. I don't think that's correct. I don't think he deserves a save. What did Lacey do? He pitched 1 inning. I don't know why he gets a save there. I don't agree with that. Oh wait, because Lacey came in with the bases with the tie. Yeah, Lacey came in with the tying run on deck. That's right. So he does deserve a save. So the Yankees with 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error. The Athletics with 5 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. And home runs is Bobby Brown hits his 6th. And for the Athletics, it's Wayne Gross hits his 9th, and Dwayne Murphy hits his 3rd. What else? Anybody get 2 or 3 hits? I usually mention those. Gross with 2 hits, raises batting average to 287. Murphy with 2 hits, raises batting average to 283. Henderson goes 0 for 4. Page 1 for 3. Keefe and Guerrero both pick up a hit and raise their averages just a little bit. Mckay, he goes 1 for 3, and that's about it. This is Tony Porter. This is Cards and Dice and 1980 Athletics replay. This is June 15th, 1980. So pretty soon we're going to have some pretty complete stats to really start gauging, where we're at. And as I said, I constantly repeat the batting averages, and all the batting averages are within range. The team batting average was 259, and right now I'm at 275. So I am, what is that? That's 16 points above what it should be. And again, like I said, that has a lot to do with different things. Like, look how long I left Tiant in there, for example. That would give the team a few extra hits. So you have to really manage realistically, and you have to bring in, I try to bring in all the pitchers regardless of really their ability, but you really need to kind of fine tune that and really look and see who is your top pitcher for a particular situation. Sometimes, my philosophy is that, hey, during the season, a manager doesn't know that X pitcher is going to be terrible, so he's taking him out there. He's sending him out there to pitch, and all of a sudden he gives up runs, and suddenly he realizes, I can't trust this guy anymore. So that's how I try to manage. Like, okay, I don't know you're going to really suck. Especially in the first 2 months of the season. Later on, it'll be a little bit different. So, in this game, the batting average for the A's is 250. Basically, 8 hits in 32 at-bats. So that's exactly around, a little bit lower than where they should be. But that I expect to see more and more of that, because I'm going to be, of course, using the key pitchers, because it's getting to the second half of the season, and then you're going to have the pennant races and all that. So those are just the little adjustments that you make as a coach, and that will, make numbers be more realistic. Make the actual results will be closer to the actual results if you kind of play it, using some reason behind what you're doing and the choices that you're making, and so on and so forth. So that's all I'm going to say for now. This is Tony Porter. Like I said, Cards and Dice. Thanks for watching. Adios, amigo.